Okay. In the great green,
Red.
there was a
Telephone.
and a
Reindeer.
and a picture of
Moon.
the cow jumping over the moon.
Pretty book here.
And there were 3 little
This.
sitting in,
This.
and there were 2 little
Kiss.
and a pair of
Nice.
and a comb
Brush.
and a bowl full of
Mush.
and a quiet old lady who was whispering. Good night, room. Good night.
Ram.
Good night.
Moon.
Good night.
Cow.
You're so cute. Cow jumping over the room. Good night.
This.
And good night.
This.
And good night.
This.
And good night, kittens. And good night, comb. And good night.
Brush.
And good night, nobody. And good night.
Mush.
And good night to the quiet old lady who was whispering. Hush. Good night, little.
House.
And good night.
Mouse.
Good night, stars. And good night.
Air.
Good night, noises everywhere. Mwah. The end.
Look good.
Read again? Okay. Are you going to read it all this time? Okay, first page. In the there was a
Telephone.
and a
Whisper.
and a picture of
Moon.
the moon. The cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little
This.
sitting in,
Kiss.
and there were 2 little
Kiss.
and a pair of
Minutes.
and a little toy
House.
and a young
Mouse.
and a comb and
Brush.
a bowl full of
Mush.
and a quiet old lady who was whispering. Good night, room. And good night.
Moon.
And good night. What's this, Jamilie? Good night.
Cow.
Cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the
Reindeer.
good night
This.
and good night.
This.
Cheers. Good night.
Key.
Good night, kittens, and good night.
Sucks.
No. Good night, kittens, and good night.
Miss.
Mittens. Good job. Mwah.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Yeah, good
Good
job.
job.
Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, little,
House.
and good night,
Mouse.
Mouse. What does the mouse say? Yeah. Good night, comb, and good night.
Brush.
Good night, nobody, and good night,
Mush.
mush. And good night to the quiet old lady.
Whispers.
Whispering hush.
Hush. Hush.
Good night,
There's
and good night.
air
Good night, noises.
everywhere.
Good job, Jamilie. You read the whole book. Good job. Mwah.
Una más. Una más.
Uno más. One more. Why are you speaking Spanish now? You're too smart. You want one more cookie? Uno más?